You hear so much about bullying and the effect it has on young people growing up, but it's a problem that can stay with someone well after they're out of grade school.
I mean, it's just as important as if you've been in a car accident or if you had suffered a house fire. It's just a very important thing that happens, you know, that can happen to a person. And it's just hard to forget.
For Blake Bailey, the memories are still fresh. Almost 20 years after graduating, she can still remember her bully.
It began was just with dirty looks. That eventually progressed to threats. You know, don't ever let me catch you off the campus. You better hope that don't catch you away from school.
Bailey says there was at least one case where that bullying turned physical.
There was just that fear of having to face this person every day, day in, day out. She seemed to really enjoy making my existence miserable at school.
But Bailey says at a certain point she couldn't allow herself to be a victim, and that helped her cope.
And I finally got to the point where I said, you know, I don't care what she says about me or to me. I know the truth.
Dr. Cheryl Kaiser literally wrote the book on school bullying. She says it's not surprising for memories of bullying to stay with a person, even after they've made it out of their teens.
I think that anyone who is bullied over the course of their lifetime feels very oppressed by it. Where you're talking about a fair number of people congregating, you're always going to have somebody who has some power and control issues and is going to be involved in participating in bullying. So it can be something that can be very damaging for a long period of time.
That's why many schools are now trying to tackle bullying head on. And Dougherty County schools have teamed up with Phoebe to bring Rachel's Challenge into the schools.
We've encouraged the schools to use paper to write on the piece of paper when they've seen an act of kindness, and hopefully you would say to the person, and you're a link in my chain.
It may not sound like much, but officials are hoping that if they can encourage kindness, that will stomp out bullying.
When you have violence and bullying occurring, it somehow fosters more of an atmosphere of violence and bullying. But when you have an atmosphere where there's kindness and compassion and understanding shown, that it fosters an atmosphere of kindness and compassion.
Part of Rachel's Challenge is also delegating some classmates to be student leaders, an ear other than administrators that students can talk to if they're having issues in school. Deontay Williams is one of those leaders.
I think sometimes it gets into some kids and some kids ignore it, but I think it still hurt. Like, they might act like they ignore it, but at home, they might go home and cry the whole night.
And Blake Bailey says she thinks that support system structure is what's most needed for victims of bullying.
It's a silent situation. So many people don't realize the person that's being bullied is being bullied.
Stay connected to this story online at mysouthwestga.com. Alan Carter, Fox 31 News.